Today's episode of the Arc Junkies Podcast is brought to you by CK Worldwide, the standard in TIG welding. They just released the all-new MT375 water-cooled TIG machine, fully equipped with a utility cart, high-frequency start, dual voltage, and easy-to-use interface. Check them out today at ckworldwide.com to find a dealer near you. We're also brought to you by Outlaw Leather, makers of high-quality custom leather goods to include welding hoods, arm pads, rod pouches, scabbards, and more. Visit outlawleather.com today and use Arc Junkies at checkout and get 15% off all in-stock leather goods. We're also brought to you by Rockmount Research and Alloys. If you're a maintenance welder, you got to check out their Tartan AAA for welding medium-grade carbon steels in all positions. With their triple deoxidizers, you can weld through dirt, oil, paint, and grease and still get a sound weld. Get a free 1-pound tube of Tartan AAA when you spend $250 at rockmountwelding.com and use AJP at checkout. All right, you know what time it is. Fire your machine, drop your hood, and turn me up 5.
You're listening to the Arc Junkies Podcast, helping you make every weld better than your last with each episode. And now your host, Jason Becker.
All right, Steph, what's going on? It's been a minute since we got to chat.
Yeah, I guess a lot of stuff is going on. Mostly super cool things with one of my best pals, Jay Becker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I don't know, there might be a little buzz going around about you acquiring some pretty cool things coming down the pipeline.
Nobody knows just yet. So I actually kind of teased it on a podcast like 2 weeks ago that I was going to have a big announcement on April 17th. But I haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've told a couple people, but I haven't made anything public.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the big announcement is Underground Metalworks is now going to be owned by the great and powerful Mr. Jay Becker.
I don't know, great and powerfuls are good adjectives for that. But yeah, so when I left traditional, public education back in August, I was planning on opening my own school anyway. And I flew up to your open house. You were like, hey, come on up. I'll show you exactly how everything operates and, how we got everything set up and what we do here. And I loved it. And I was like, man, that's freaking brilliant because there's so many people out there that are looking for short-term training programs. Like I had a lot of them come in, when I was teaching and say, hey, like, I just want to learn how to MIG weld, or I only need to learn how to TIG. Do I really need to take a 1-year program? Yeah. And it's like, yes, I hate to say it, but yes. And we teach TIG at the end, so like you really have to go. It's not like the first couple of weeks and then you can like drop out after you learn TIG. I mean, it's all the way in the back half of the class, but now, I'll have the ability to do weekend TIG classes or, like one-on-one training sessions. And I'll have, the space and the equipment to be able to do that.
Yeah. I know we even talked about back then, maybe even doing a second location of Underground Metalworks and stuff like that. And I've had other people reach out about franchising opportunities, even out in Texas and stuff. And I was really thinking hard about doing that. And I've been having, unfortunately, a lot of health issues going on over the last, really, probably the worst of it has been since this past October, shortly after the school opened and stuff. And I think a lot has to do with the amount of stress owning a school puts on you. No.
Thanks. On second thought, we haven't made that. I haven't signed a contract yet. I'm going to back out.
So yeah, I think just with the fact that I have an autoimmune disease and stuff and all the stress and just how busy my life is to begin with the American Welding Society and my family and other opportunities within the welding industry that come across my plate every once in a while. It was just, I really thought about it a lot and thought, you know what, I think somebody else like yourself would be much better suited to really expand this school and make it everything that it should be. The first year that I was open, there's 52 weeks in a year, and I was there less than 19 weeks open. So that's not a lot of time. That was, I guess in my head, when I opened this place, it was going to be like this fun little part-time, kind of job that I would have where I could just continue my passion of education. And when the doors opened, it was just like, holy crap, people are coming in from Hawaii, Washington State, Canada, Texas, Florida, so many different states all around the country. And I was just kind of overwhelmed, really. And I was like, I can't even put enough classes out there to keep people satisfied. And I really, really enjoy what I do for the American Welding Society, and it was starting to really take a toll on my health and everything else, being trying to balance the school, trying to balance the AWS stuff that I love so much. And, after kind of thinking a lot about, conversations we had, I decided to kind of toss it out there and see if you'd be interested in just taking the whole thing. And, you said, oh, let me think about it. You called me back, it was like 15 minutes later. You're like, I booked a flight for next week.
Yeah, I
And I was
booked
like,
a flight.
oh
No
my
one.
gosh. I was like, okay. I was like, I guess he's interested. So,
Well, yeah, definitely.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, it aligned up perfect because, like I said, I left back in August, and that was kind of the thing. I was going to go full time and do the podcasting thing, but I also still wanted to, like keep my mitts, keep my talons in the world of welding education because I'm really passionate about it. I love, watching people get that aha or that eureka moment, when they finally grasp that concept. That's the coolest thing. And then, teaching somebody that, about a trade or a skill that I'm so passionate about. I mean, it's really gratifying to be able to do that,
Yeah,
so the opportunity just kind of lined up perfectly, just for the simple fact that we were trying to open up like right around May. So I've got a business partner, Rob, and he was one funny story, going off on a tangent. He was one of my welding students back in the day. He's a retired Navy chief. But he wanted to upskill, he was a welder. He owned a welding shop, but he wanted to upskill and learn some more stuff, especially TIG welding. And when I told him, I was like, yeah, you got to take an entire 6-month program. I'll put you in our level 2 program because you already know how to stick and MIG. I'll put you in level 2. And, you can kind of get on the fast track that way. You only have to go through flux core and aluminum MIG and TIG and all that stuff. So, and then you get to learn the fundamentals and theory and all that stuff. So shortly after him graduating, he actually took a spot as the mechatronics instructor because he did everything that the mechatronics program needed for like 20 years in the Navy. He was like a in-flight technician on a lot of different airplanes for the U.S. Navy, and he did that for 20 years. So he knows all the ins and outs. So we just became really good friends over the years, and we both got to a point where like this whole public education system, it's not for us because as instructors, we have one thought process, one methodology, like student first concept. And it really wasn't aligning with, some of the stuff that was coming down the pike from upper management. So we were like, let's just get out and do this on our own. Cause I think we could do this better. And so like I left in August, he left in September. We were planning on opening in May. You and I spoke in March. February?
No, I was in Florida with Tip Tig, and I think that was
that's right.
just,
So I think it was early March. Early March we flew up there.
early March. Yeah.
But yeah, like the timeline couldn't have been perfect because we're like, hey, we might not be able to open up in May, but now we can postpone it. We can open up in July, because you would call down. You're like, yeah, I'm thinking about actually selling the school, and I was like, well, hold on, I might know somebody that wants to buy it.
Yeah,
And the timeline worked out perfect.
Yeah, and I had spoke with some other people about it, and some of the people's ideas of instruction and what their like, I guess where they felt was the most important thing was more so aligned with making money. And yeah, of course, owning a business is all about making money. That's why we also do it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's really about sticking to the core values of what Underground Metalworks was established for, and it was to bring very personalized education in a short term to anybody at any skill set, at any whatever learning modalities you kind of work best with, whether it's the lecture side of like hearing about processes and stuff, or somebody sitting down showing you, or just getting a bunch of valuable information and me printing out notes for them, or whatever, anything that I can do to help people along in their welding journey. And I think me and you, we've known each other for quite a long time now, mostly because of the American Welding Society. And I know how smart you are and how great you are with welding theory and actual welding in itself. And I just thought that it was a really good fit. And I was actually like over the moon when you said that you would be interested in taking it, because I honestly couldn't think of anybody better to take it over. Underground Metalworks has been my my baby for a long time. And when I turned it into a school, like I said, I really thought it was just going to be this fun little thing I did on the side. And to say, blessed and grateful and humbled by how many people came out in just like not that many weeks. Like I forget, Audrey, the office manager, I think she said it was like 200 and something odd students came out in like as little as like 19 weeks. And it's not like 200 plus students and 19 weeks, not like Monday through Friday, 19 weeks. It's like some weeks was a Monday through Friday, some was just a Saturday and Sunday, some was like 2 days. Like it wasn't like, full on 19 weeks. And I forget how many classes it actually ended up being, but I have 200 and something plus, like we'll just say 225, 250 students coming from beyond my little town in New Jersey. I mean, you've been to the school. It's this little tiny Jersey Shore town that's an hour plus from any major airport. There's hardly any like hotels around because I really opened it thinking it was just going to service like New Jersey, maybe
This Tri-County area.
Yeah, like not this big area. And I would say 40% of the students that come from out of state. So it's quite a large number that come from out of state. And you being in Orlando, I mean, holy crap, talk about an awesome place to not only get to go and you can bring your family there and vacation and there's stuff for them to do. Like you come to Forked River, New Jersey in the middle of January, you're not bringing your family or else it's going to be a very terrible vacation. In the summertime, it's great. We have the ocean, we have boardwalks, we have great, food and restaurants and stuff. But like in our off season, which is most of the year, there's not much to do, except for look at like naked, trees and pine trees, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Orlando is it's
greenery,
it's open year round.
Like Florida, yeah, you've got stuff all year round. You've got a major airport there, plenty of places for people to stay and things to do for the family, even if you want to go down for a week or a weekend. So I think it's only going to do even better down Orlando. I honestly can't think of a better place because a lot of the people that are coming aren't necessarily always coming just for, I want to be a welder for a profession. A good chunk of people that are coming are already in a trades industry and or are retired and they're just trying to pick up additional skills. So we get a lot of people that are coming to add to their toolbox, so to speak. We have people who are coming for, just hobby reasons. And then we have a good group of people that are coming for career stuff, but a lot of them, it's just a way to get their feet wet before they really kind of commit to a long-term program, which is awesome that we get to be kind of like that introduction and gateway into the industry. So I'm just really excited to see all the great things you're going to do, with the school. And I think you're going to do pretty amazing stuff with it. And I'm super grateful that you're taking this on. And, I don't plan on going anywhere, in the welding industry, but I think it's just time that I kind of semi-retire and kind of enjoy life for once and focus on my health. I think that's the biggest thing for me and why I'm doing this right now is, I really have to start putting my health first. I mean, looking at all this beautiful hair that is not actually mine, my hair fell out and, and here I am just trying to pretend like something's clearly not right. Like I'm just like living life like it's no big deal. I'm just putting hats on my head, like hoping nobody notices. And I was like losing weight and I can't keep food down. And like all these things are happening to me. And it was just work. No time to worry about this. Just keep working. It's probably just this or that. And really kind of neglecting my health and my family and everything else. So it really just kind of hit me after the holidays. I was like, what am I doing? What is this for? I love what I'm doing, but at the same time, I really got to start putting my health first a little bit. So I'm still going to continue my work with the American Welding Society and the tour, and for as long as they'll have me, because I truly enjoy doing that. And I hope to come and teach some classes every once in a while with you guys.
I'm going to get with Audrey and get you put on the books.
Yeah, hopefully you'll have me. So I don't plan on leaving welding forever, but I'm definitely going to be stepping back quite a bit actually. So I'll be working with AWS 14 weeks a year.
Yeah, because like you were telling me your schedule last year, and I was like, holy shit! Like you're doing 14 to 15 weeks careers in welding on the trailer, then you're doing like another 19 weeks, working at the school. Plus, you have a young daughter, that's getting in high school. You're married. I mean, you got all this other stuff going on. You got life, family
events, and schools that are like just next week alone, I'm going out to Caterpillar Monday, Tuesday, fly home Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, have to go down to North Carolina until Friday morning, then Friday go up to Kentucky Welding Institute until Saturday, and then I come home for like 2 days. Then I got to fly for another sponsor event with Swift Cut down in Corpus Christi, Texas, and so 19 weeks with the school, 15 plus weeks with AWS, and then you add in another 8 or so weeks of sponsor stuff, and you're really left with not a lot. And my tour used to be even longer. So, and I mean, now I'm very happy that we got it down to, that 14, 15 week year schedule. So, but yeah, so I guess it's just time that I start kind of focusing on myself and my family and, put my career on the back burner for a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. You got to put yourself first. I talk about that a lot on the podcast, is like that work-life balance. You got to figure that out. And for some folks, sure, it's easier than others, but like your schedule is hectic because you're doing all that. Plus, I forgot, you're also doing the Metal America stuff. So when you're not doing the tour, you're not doing the school, you're not doing the sponsored events, you're also flying around. Like, how do you build a roller coaster? Like, how do you do this? So you got that whole video series, and then you and Joe Young are doing Arc America, or
Academy.
Arc Academy. Easy for you to say. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot. And traveling, I don't know about you, but like when I go travel for a week, like it takes a lot out of me. I get thrown off my routine. My diet completely changes. I'm eating stuff that I normally wouldn't eat, or I'm just like not eating altogether. I'm severely dehydrated because like things just aren't as accessible as they are at home or, at your shop, or like in the studio. For my case, like I keep quite a bit of everything I need in here. But once you go travel, like you don't have all that stuff. You get thrown out of whack, you get jet lag, like all that stuff is just like not really good for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just when you have an autoimmune condition and it's getting severely worse because of stress, stress is a killer. Like, I don't think people realize it, and I've come to really realize it, that I really have to do everything I can to eliminate as much stress as I can out of my life. And, it started, the autoimmune stuff, basically, like, I can handle the tour. I think I can handle the tour a lot better because it is, at least when I go to these events, I know what to expect when I'm at those events. It's my same crew that I have with me. They're going to be with me again this year. So that takes that little stress factor out of it. Whereas, running the school every week, you have a new group of people coming in, and people who demand your best, right? All the time. And when you have an autoimmune condition, and like some days your hands, they don't want to work because my whole body sometimes is in such pain, and I get such inflammation and stuff. And, I'm to the end of a week and I can't even hold a TIG torch anymore. And, and you feel bad, and that's very stressful. Like, you don't know what the skill sets of these people coming in. They can be from very, very, complete novice to more advanced, and having to be able to perform. And then people come because they want to meet you and be a part of, everything that you're doing. And if you don't feel great, you can't always give them that. And I have to like kind of push through it. And that adds a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. And, I think it became, which one was I going to have to cut out of my life? And unfortunately, I think there's so many of the unknowns with owning a school and the stress that comes with owning a business. I think that one was the smarter choice to have to kind of give up for now. And, hopefully only have to do it when it's, it's your guys' schedule now, have me come in and teach a class here and there, and I'll be happy to do it.
I'm glad you're trusting me with it. I really appreciate it. And I want to keep like your same, the theme and everything, the vision that you kept. I do want to add a couple additional things. Like, we're going to put an ATF inside of the facility as well.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So, I mean, that'll work because I've already got other instructors lined up, because I can't train anybody that I certify.
And use your seat of
I can't. Exactly. So, I can't train them and then certify them, but I do have other people who say, hey, if you want to get skilled up, or, if you already know how to weld, you can come in and we'll have specific dates that it's open, and you can come in and you can test and you can get certified.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's really the way to go, and I know I'm super thankful that you're going to be taking Audrey, my office manager, employee of the month, employee of the year,
month?
Really.
Every month?
Every month. She almost got replaced by the vacuum month, but no.
Wow.
Just kidding. But yeah, and she's super thrilled and everything to have, be able to be still part of everything, because that school stays running because of that woman, that's for sure. So.
Oh yeah, like we went in there and chatted with her, and I was like, wow, I really didn't realize there was this much going on behind the scenes that you have to think about, as far as like, advertising and the processing payments and like how to run the website and how to do all the books. And I was like, holy
There's so
crap.
much.
Yeah.
I would be lost without her, and the emails and the phone calls and the voicemails. And then it's not just the new students that are coming in, it's past students who are calling, asking questions about they just bought a machine and they need help and can they come in? And it's just like, or it's just crazy how many phone calls end up coming in. And so she's learned all about that stuff, and she's just been doing awesome in her position there. So I'm happy that you guys are going to be letting her keep a part of the team, I guess. So
yeah, I was thinking to myself, I was like, how could we not? I mean, like she knows everything, the ins and outs, the operations, all that. Like, because I would ask you a question and you'd look right over at her and be like, hey, Audrey, can you answer this? Like,
yeah,
she knows that business inside and out.
Oh, she does. Like, she can literally rob me blind.
She could. She's got your PIN numbers. She's got your account numbers.
She's got everything. Yeah,
she's got everything.
Yeah.
All your passwords.
Well, it's pretty embarrassing sometimes. Like, I will literally be like, Audrey, what's the password to my Instagram? She's like, she gets texting to me. And like, the great thing about Audrey is like, she's there, like, and I'm always hollering at her because I'm like, Audrey, we don't have to be open on a Sunday night. She's like, well, they're calling, and she'll answer the phone.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect her to like work on a Sunday night.
You would think, and I'm always hollering at her. I'm like, stop it. But she's so good. She really cares about like that business. Like, it's just, you don't get that often,
Yeah, I remember you were like, I don't know how I'm going to break it to her.
Oh yeah, I was scared. Like when you said like, okay, that you wanted to do this, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna tell Audrey. And like when you guys are coming, I'm like, don't say anything.
Yeah, just say you're in town. It's like, what are we in town for?
I had to tell her. Yeah, I had to tell her because I had to because we haven't even said when this is all happening.
No, we haven't.
So yeah, so June 30th, you and Rob will become the new owners of all things Underground Metalworks, and that includes Instagram, Facebook, emails, phones, everything will be carted over to you. Audrey will do a great job changing passwords, so she's the password keeper. But so when you called saying that you were going to come down and you were interested in doing all this, I had to call Audrey and be like, Audrey, I had my schedule planned out through December. I was like, Audrey, you need to take down all the classes from June 30th forward. And she's like, what? Why? And like, she's all confused. And I was like, just do it. And then, so now she's like, so now she's freaking out because she knows every detail of my life at all times with planning and schedules and this and that. And, if a flight's delayed, she's texting me. She literally knows everything. So, of course, she's getting suspicious of like, what the heck is going on with you that I don't know about, that you need your schedule cleared through December now? Like, what the heck's going on? So finally I had to tell her because she was freaking out. So I was like, all right, well. And then she like totally freaked out about that. And she thought she was going to get fired and that she was going to have a job anymore. And I was like, well, Audrey, in my opinion, the school can't run without you. So, because I own the school and I don't know how it runs. So.
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
But I mean, that's the thing about business is like you hire the people that fill like the weak points in your business. Because you can't do everything. I mean, you can't do 100%. Like I knew going in, there's no way I could like open up a welding school and run it 100% by myself.
No, you can't. You can't give people the customer service that they're expecting.
Well, I mean, that they deserve. I mean, like
exactly.
if you're putting out a product and it's not a product. I mean, it's an experience to come in there. The whole thing from beginning to end, you were very methodical with how you set everything up. It wasn't like, I'm just going to bring you in here and show you how to weld. No, it's a complete experience from the time you walk into the door, the whole learning process, the hands-on application and everything from the time that, till your class is over. Yeah.
I mean, my school, from the second you walk in just to like the office store area space, like fit and finish. Like you walk in and you're like, oh, this is pretty nice. This doesn't seem like a welding school. The bathroom's even beautiful. And like, you just go in, everything's at your own workstation. You're not sharing with anybody. You're not hunting down stuff. It's just, everything is easy accessible. And, my school, you come in and it might be a 6 or an 8 hour class and you're getting anywhere from an hour to 2+ hours of actual like theory and demos and instruction before you even get like turned over to, the skills that you're going to be learning that day and stuff like that. So, I mean, I rip through everything with them and I try to give them the most bang for their buck that they can get. And I know maybe sometimes I'm probably like, I could probably get more out of people if I just didn't give them as much in such a short amount But, it saves them from coming back, I guess, sometimes, or maybe I shouldn't do it that way, I don't know, but people really, really enjoy it, and we have a very high return rate because of it. People
Well,
just
not
wanna
only
keep
that,
coming
I mean,
back
like
for
you've
more.
got good word of mouth. So
Yeah,
somebody gets that experience, they get that attention while they're up there, the small class sizes, and they go back and they tell their family and they tell their friends about it. And the next thing you know, you got other people showing up because, just through word of mouth.
yeah, and,
Other people want that same experience.
yeah, sometimes at the end of the week-long classes, we give out, like, a little review thing that people fill out right in person, right? And on a couple of them, well, one of them, this guy came from Wisconsin, this older gentleman, he's retired, and he just really loves welding. And he went to Hobart, he went to Lincoln Electric for a 6-week program. Like, he's been to some like really amazing schools. And on his like write up, he said that he learned more and had a better experience at my school in the week, and he would come back he would tell everybody and come back again because of how great of an experience he had there, especially the instructor to student ratio. Like he came in and he really wanted, he doesn't want to be a pipeline welder or anything, but he really wanted to do a bunch of like pipe work. So as I was teaching all the other kids, I was like, well, they weren't kids, I shouldn't say kids, the other students, I started noticing like, all right, you want to start getting into some of the more of this advanced stuff, but I'm a little tied up because it was the rest of them. He was very advanced, whereas the other four were not so advanced. So I was spending a lot of time. So I called up one of my other instructors, and he happened to be off. I was like, "Hey, would you mind coming in for 2 or 3 hours and working with him?" And like, he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe he was getting, basically, and this guy's a nuclear certified boiler repair specialist coming in to like help him for a couple of hours. And like, my buddy, like some of the other instructors at my school, they were, they're so great, and it's just nice to have like these resources that you can pull and give your student that little extra experience. And then of course this guy's like trying to pay extra. And I was like, no, 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 no. Like, this is what we're here for,
Yeah,
we're here to
this is
give
the
you
service,
everything
it's
that,
the
yeah,
experience.
this is what you want to give you, and, um, yeah, so I've always been super proud of being able to do that for people. And I don't know, I think you're going to do amazing with it. So
Thanks. I mean, that's the intent. I used to do that with a lot of my students. Like I'm probably, this isn't in the curriculum, but let's go ahead and take a couple hours and work on this. And you
yeah,
kind of, it's like value added. I mean, at the end
yeah,
of the day, they're your customers, they're your clients,
yeah,
and satisfaction is like number one. Customer
hmm,
experience is a huge thing, and that's one of the areas that I want to specialize in. There's a lot of, businesses have different models. So like you've got like Publix, which you guys aren't familiar with because you're up north. But their thing is like shopping is a pleasure. They're a little
hmm,
bit more expensive, but their customer service is top notch. But then you
yeah,
have someone like Walmart where their customer service may not be great. I'm just going to choose my words
yeah,
very carefully.
yeah. Right before
It
they
may not
start
be
coming after
great,
you.
but their prices are a lot cheaper. And
Yeah,
then you have some other businesses, where they kind of meet the middle of the road. And that's kind of like what I want to do is provide awesome customer service at a
hmm,
decent price for you to come in there and, make it worth your while to come in there and make sure
yeah.
you have a good time, make sure you're getting exactly what you're paying for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the biggest reason why I think I said yes to you wanting to be a part of this, and offered you the opportunity to be a part of it, I guess. And because I knew exactly that we had talked before, and we were kind of on the same wavelength of what we want to give people. So it makes me feel really awesome that it's going to be going to somebody like you and Rob, and I know you guys are going to do such good things with it. And hopefully you don't mind me coming around and saying
Oh no,
hello every once
come
in a
down as
while.
often as you want. It'll be an open door. I'll get you a key made.
Yeah. uh, So, so yeah, I mean, pretty much every single item that is inside of Underground Metalworks right now, except for the walls and the paint, um, will be getting boxed up and shipped down to Orlando. So hopefully everybody will feel, right at home when they come into the Underground Metalworks Orlando edition. So
I did try to get the paint in the walls too. Steph just said it's not going to be, it's not happening.
well, we can send Buck. Buck will. Oh, Buck was actually telling me that if you guys wanted him, he's got family and he always goes down there in May. So if you guys need somebody to do some
Oh,
graffiti,
perfect.
he said he'll be down there. So he said he
No,
would
that'd be
love to
great.
paint.
So
Yeah. So
I want to get him to paint the Connex box first while it's up in
yeah.
Jersey while he's there. And then if
Uh-huh.
he's coming down in May, yeah, we could turn him loose at the school because like I spent all day today, Rob and I, so the area that we got is 2,103 square feet. So I think
Hmm.
it's, you got what, 1,800 feet?
1,800.
Okay, so this is just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a nice setup, but it was used prior for storage. Like, so everything came out of it, so we walked in today and like, there's dirt on the floor, like everything's got to be cleaned. So we spent all day like sweeping and scrubbing and pressure washing. We're not done. We're going back tomorrow. Like I'm sore as hell right now. Like,
oh yeah, it's
I made
nuts
the
when you're
stupid
doing all this
mistake of
work.
going to the gym first. I was like, yeah, let me hit up the gym and then I'll meet you over there. Oh, dude, like I haven't done manual labor in a while. Like I like manual labor, but I got in the car, I was fine. It's been an hour drive home today. I got out of the car and like I was stiff. I was like, whoa, damn, like that feels like work. Okay, I just got to get back into the repetition of it.
Yeah, I can't say I had any of that pain when I hired people to do all. Like, I'm not gonna do any of this.
But that's kind of like our plan.
Well,
We're
I
gonna get
wasn't
everything
home either.
Yeah,
So
that's
I was
true.
literally not home. The space that we're in right now, it was literally sight unseen. My friend who's in the space next door, Zach, he's literally going over there taking pictures on his cell phone and sending it to me. I'm like, yeah, sure, fine, let's go, let's do it. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. The place was a dump. There was holes in the walls. It was just a disaster. I just hired a contractor and was like, can you fix this? Because I don't know how to fix any of this. There's holes. They had to fix all the walls had to be resurfaced, and they painted everything black and they made it all look great. But yeah, so I definitely know your pain from a monetary standpoint of what I know how much work it is, because I had to pay for something.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. This segment of the Arc Junkies podcast is brought to you by Strong Hand Tools. Now's the time to save with Strong Hand. Hop on over to stronghandtools.com/promo and get 15% off slotted tables and fixturing kits, 5% off 5/8 tool packs, and 20% off portable fixturing packages. That's stronghandtools.com/promo. We're also brought to you by Everlast Welders. Pre-orders for the new Typhoon will be available at the end of April 2023, and you're going to want to be on the list for this awesome TIG machine. You can get the Typhoon in a 230 amp or a 330 amp version as well, and both feature AC and DC TIG welding, have independent amperage adjustment, split waveform control, and a 7-inch high-def interface. And as always, be sure to use Arc Junkies in the comment section at checkout to get that free Nova foot pedal and TIG torch upgrade when you buy any machine that comes with a stock foot pedal. Now let's get back into the show. Yeah, we're gonna try to self-perform as much as we can, but I know we have to.
Smart.
We got to hire a couple different contractors to come in and do some specialty work because there's people that do that for a living. Like I am not a plumber by trade, but I got to get new areas cut out into the concrete and plumbing. Yeah. Well, so Rob is like an electric dork. So he's like really good with electrical. So I got no problems with electrical. He's actually the one that came out and wired up my studio. And the funny thing is when he was in my class, I was teaching him welding during the day. And I was taking a fundamentals of AC/DC electrical class for my bachelor's degree. And so after class, like I just did not understand this AC/DC electrical, like all these Ohm's law and like all this stuff. And it was a lot more mathematics than it was anything else. But you have to understand what the question's actually asking you. So Rob I would teach him welding during the day. And then right after class, we'd go back to the break room and Rob would tutor me like 2 hours before I went to class. So it worked out perfect. So, I mean, he's really good with electrical systems.
Oh, then you're going to save so much. Because I think that was probably one of my biggest expenses was all the electrical that had to be done and upgraded. And we had to put a new panel in, a second panel in. And, that was the biggest headache. Because that was like, I feel like electrical is that stuff that like you never expect it to be as terribly done as, especially like commercial stuff. And you're like, how is this even allowed? Like, how did this?
This is not legal. Somebody did this over the cover of night.
Like, what the heck? Yeah, and then next thing you know, they're sending me these massive bills. Maybe that's what I should have been, an electrician. So.
Or a welder. Welders make good money.
I know. I listen. I'm semi-retiring at the age of
22.
But
I knew it. You were 22 back in 2017.
I've been 22
when we met.
For a long time.
Yeah, you've been 22 for a while now. What's
I've been 22 way before we met.
You got to figure out the secret. You found the fountain of youth.
Yeah, Botox.
I could probably get some Botox. Get my cheeks done, my lips, forehead.
My husband keeps saying he wants to get his forehead done because he's got wrinkles because of me. He says.
I can't see him sitting down in a chair going to get Botox.
He's got a 3-week over under on me staying semi-retired after June 30th. So
Yeah.
he's giving me 3 weeks until I'm completely stir crazy and already trying to bother somebody for another new job that's going to take me away from everything. So
Another gig. Like, I'm not busy enough.
like, yeah, that's what he thinks. He's convinced. Yeah. I mean, in my head, I have this whole list of like all these tasks I'm going to do. I'm going to learn how to tile, and I want to retile my bathroom and my kitchen. So if anybody wants to teach me how to tile, that would be amazing. So if not, I'm going to YouTube it and probably do a terrible job. But I have like that. I want to learn how to make curtains, and it's really stupid
Do all
stuff.
this Susie Homemaker stuff.
Yeah, I've never got, and not for nothing. I live with a lot of like mom guilt, honestly, because of how much of my daughter's 14 going on 15 years old. And most of her, pretty much all of her life has been me not home, and that was the biggest thing with my health taking such a dive over the last few months. Really kind of thinking about like my own, what am I going to get if I keep doing this even for another 5-10 years? What am I really going to be able to give to my family? What's going to be left of me at that point? And just thinking of my daughter and stuff, and I'm like, I want to be there. I wasn't there for this whole first part of her life pretty much because of work, and always thinking that like I had to make all the money I could make in order to make her happy, like, because I guess that's how my dad did it, so that's how I was going to do it. Like that's the key to somebody's heart, right? It says how much stuff you can buy them. And you know finally starting to sink in a little bit. I feel like as I look at my health and stuff like that, and it's like, what is it all worth at this point? And wanting to be there for this next chapter of her life, and wanting to be very active in it, and be able to do things with her and not feel like total garbage, and all that other stuff. And see her go through college and get married, and be a very active part of it, and not feel like I'm falling apart faster than I need to. So I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. But so yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to sit around, but I'm going to try my best to just sit around and golf and do the tour and learn some new things along the way. Maybe go back to college. I don't know. Get another degree.
There you go.
Maybe I'll be an engineer or something. I don't know. I've always wanted to be an engineer.
Start off with the tile first.
Yeah, right.
There's actually a girl that does, when I was working with Crew, that nonprofit for to get people into the trades. One of the people they recommended or were talking about was that tile chick on Instagram.
Oh,
so check her out, because she's like always doing all kinds of crazy stuff with tiles. She's like a one-man band when it comes to tile.
Maybe I'll have to pay her to come to my house and be a one-man band with me.
There you
Maybe
go.
It'll be a duo.
Well, that'd be a two-man band, two-woman band,
Duo.
two-woman band. It'd be a duo.
Yeah, maybe that's how we'll do it. But yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, find a hobby. I mean, you've already got golf. I mean, just do something that'll get you through the school day. That way you can go pick your daughter up. You guys can go out and have fun and do, whatever, help her with her homework, and just be there. And that's kind of one of the great things that I found about, when I left the school and started my own career, doing my own thing, running the podcast, and then like the side work that I do as far as like qualifications and stuff. I can set my own schedule, so I get up every morning and I get to drop my kids off at school every day, so I get to see them for the first part of the day. And then, I go off and do my thing, whether I'm, driving out to a client to meet with them and, go over weld procedures, but by, they're pretty much done by like 3:30, and I'm headed back to the house. My wife picks up the kids. We all meet back at the house. I get to see them a lot more. And it's been awesome, because like when my kid was born, I was like, okay, I've got to work and throw money at things, because like that's what, my parents did when I was growing up. And I want my kids to have everything I didn't have as a kid. And like, I don't want to spoil the shit out of them, because I mean, I still want them to learn work ethics and things like that. But like, I still want to be able to provide for them and give them a comfortable lifestyle as well as myself. So I'm going to go out there. Like, I was working on my degree while I was going to apprenticeship school. I was working for the theme park. So I was putting in like 610s, 712s. And like, I would drop my kid off at my mom's every day, and she would watch my son, and my wife would pick him up when she got off work at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, no, I know. And it's rough, and I know it's rough as a father, and it was especially rough as a mom, and being a single mom and trying to do it all. And I do live with a lot of regret, though, of putting work always before family. I wish I didn't do that sometimes, and hopefully I'm going to right that wrong now, and my new chapter, I guess.
Well, now's the time to do it. So prove Steven wrong. I don't know what you guys got riding on the bet, but like make sure he loses. So like I said, get up in the morning, go play a couple rounds of golf or whatever, and then, pick your daughter up, go out and do something, come home, watch a YouTube video, make dinner, do like the mom thing for a while. Don't pick up any more work.
Making dinner. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants me making dinner though.
Oh, there's great tutorials. Check out some of the masterclass stuff from Gordon Ramsay on YouTube there.
Yeah, I definitely try to cook every once in a while, but I'm not good. I'm not very good at that. So maybe that's
a good thing you guys have a lot of diners. There you add that to your list. Go to culinary school.
No.
No? There's got to be like a culinary school, just like welding. I mean, there's a culinary school.
No, there definitely is. But you know what it is? I don't like eating the food that I make.
Well, why don't you make something that you want to eat?
I do. It doesn't taste as good when I make it.
Well, you got to put some work in.
I don't know. In my head, I just feel like other people say it tastes good, but like in my head, it doesn't taste as good if I make it. Huh. Like say, my mom, who's a very, very terrible cook. Say my mom made something.
It runs in the family.
Yeah. My mom is a good cook. Like, not she isn't. No, my mom, whatever my mom made, we can make the same exact thing. But if she made it, I'd like it better.
It's made with love.
No. But...
no, that's not it.
It's just weird. It's like a psychological thing. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm not the only person who thinks like that.
No?
No, I've come across other people who feel the same way.
I don't know. If I cook, I usually do a pretty damn good job. I like my food.
No, I can pretty much cook like tacos, meatloaf, chicken parm.
Chicken parm's good. Meatloaf's good.
Those
are all winners.
You
know what you should do? Get into smoking meats. Get you a smoker. Go get you like a Traeger or a Pit Boss grill and like learn how to smoke meat. There you go. That'd be good. You do briskets, pulled pork.
I do like brisket.
Yeah.
I love pulled pork. I do.
Good stuff.
It's going to be one of those things where I'd rather just go to the barbecue place.
No, don't do that. You got plenty of time. You're gonna have plenty of time now. You gotta fill those voids with like part-time stuff that you could do at the house that's not work. Something that's not gonna stress you out.
Speaking of which, you have a Republic testing hat on there.
I do.
So Juvie, he's one of my very, very dear friends, and he's always talking about all these hunting trips and stuff. They take him and Scott take their clients on and stuff like that. And he asked me like, what animal would I go? Am I gonna get cancel cultured for talking about hunting on?
No, you need to go hunt a nilgai.
No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to hunt a turkey. I'll eat the whole turkey.
You can eat a whole nilgai. Oh, it's like you're going to have to Google it. It's like this massive cow looking thing, but it's wild.
I'm not going to eat it.
I will. Tell them I will go. I will hunt in your stead.
I want to eat it.
Tell them I'll hunt in your stead.
Be on my list.
There you go. Turkey's pretty good. Wild turkey's a little different. I just picked up a book from Steve Ranella on how to like process different wild game and all that stuff, and like different methods of cooking it and all kinds of recipes and all that stuff.
Wait a second. So if I shoot a turkey, it's not going to taste like regular turkey?
No, it will not taste like a store-bought turkey. It is not. No.
Now I'm going to have to rethink my whole...
It's not going to be like a Tyson or a Butterball that you go down to the grocery store and pick out.
I mean, you don't get to go and hunt cow.
Go shoot the nilgai. They've got like axis deer down there. There's regular deer. I mean, like you can hunt anything in Texas.
I can't do deer.
Yeah, you can.
I've tried eating it. My old students at the old school I used to teach at years ago, like they would bring in like deer, what is it, venison or something?
Yeah, venison.
Yeah, they would bring it in, and I don't know. I know it's deer. It's like when I lived in South Korea, and they make you try and eat gayogi or whatever it's called, and it's like the dog meat soup, the beef stew.
Oh yeah, no, thank you.
Dog. And I knew I was trying that, and I couldn't eat it. I couldn't even swallow it.
I ate camel when I was in Kuwait when we kicked off OIF. I was in I got to eat camel for the first time. That was pretty good. I didn't know what it was, so this guy had like these sliced meat things wrapped up in like a tortilla thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll take one. They're like $1 a piece. So I started eating it, and I was like, dude, this thing's delicious. And they're tiny. So I was like, let me get 5 more. So but I didn't know what it was at this point. I was like, let me get 5 more.
Fatty animals.
No. I mean, like they trim the fat and all that stuff off. So as I'm eating like the second or third one, I was like, dude, what is this? This is amazing. And he's like, camel. And I was like, no, you're fucking with me. I was like, no, like, what is this? And he goes, it's camel. And I'm like, no,
I didn't
you're
even know
messing with
people
me.
ate those.
Oh, yeah. And so we got back to the hooch, and my buddy, he's eating one. I was like, dude, that camel is like freaking delicious, isn't it? And he's like, what? And I said, it's camel. And he's like, no, you're screwing me. I was like, no, dude, it's literally camel. And he was going to throw them away. I was like, dude, I'll eat them. That shit was good.
Really? That's like, when I've been down in Florida, gator. Everybody's like, oh, it tastes like chicken. I've eaten it before, but it's still kind of like,
It kind
I
of
don't know
tastes
why
like,
you eat
it
that.
tastes like chicken laced with bass or catfish.
Yeah, I'm just not into it. And like,
It's
I
not
know what
bad.
I'm eating, and I'm like, this is just a big lizard. And it's
Yeah,
gross. I
gator
don't wanna
ribs
eat
are
it.
actually better than the gator tail.
I love barbecue, but typically like pork and beef.
So go shoot a pig. I mean, that's like a big thing in Texas. I mean, they're overrun,
Yeah, I
no
guess I could
ethics
shoot a
involved
pig.
whatsoever. I mean, they do it from helicopters with fully automatic machine guns. I mean, that might be some ethical issues, but they're considered a nuisance animal. So you can hunt them year round. There's no bag limits.
All right. Well, I know. I would probably shoot a pig.
But you got to get like a 60, 70 pounder. Like once they start getting bigger than that, they get like a really bad gamey taste.
Yeah, I'm not shooting no little pig. I'm shooting a big ass pig.
Well, shoot it like from a scope, because then you really can't. The one that I hit, I got at, I shot it with night vision from like 75 yards out, and I thought it was like the perfect size. But as I got down to the tree stand and I started getting closer, it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger because like the scope gives you like a false size. And I was like, damn, that's a big pig. Like I didn't want one that big. It was over 250 pounds. I was like, damn it, I wanted a smaller
Then you got to
one.
move that thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we threw it in the back of my buddy's pickup truck, and I mean, we skinned it out. We ate it, but it wasn't my favorite.
What didn't you do some type of hunting on a jet ski?
No,
With
I was
night vision
supposed to.
goggles?
I was supposed to. We were going to go out with on jet skis with thermal.
Oh, and then what happened?
No, it was that
You didn't
weekend
go?
was, huh? No, we went up there. It was too cold that weekend. I was like, I'm not going out there playing. So we went on a side by side.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, but it's warming up now, so it should be good.
Now you're going back.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be going back quite a bit. I think I'm going to get buying into
tickets to jet ski hunting.
Yeah,
What
that'd be kind of neat.
On the jet ski again?
Pigs.
Oh, pigs, yes.
Yeah, you go hog hunting off a jet ski. But you can't be under power at the time. Like the motors, you got to shut the motor off. So you can't you can't like chase them down. Yeah, you're just kind of floating around. But yeah, pigs are
pretty much be in a canoe.
You could. Yeah, but if you're in a sailboat, like, and laws might be a little bit different in Georgia, but I know like in Florida, if you're in a sailboat, you actually have to take the sail down. If you're hunting, yeah, I don't know. It gets weird. It's very, very murky. But you got to be careful, man. If the game warden sees you, you're going to get in all kinds of trouble. So, like, I know
they don't play around.
I play straight by the book because the game warden, like, unlike local law enforcement or whatever, like, if you go out, especially here in the state of Florida, let's say you go out and you catch, you go out fishing, you catch something that's, out of regs. They can take your boat, they can take your trailer, they can take the truck that's attached to the boat, anything that you used in the pursuit of that animal, they take everything. Fishing poles, tackle box, truck, trailer, boat, everything. And you get a fine. And you get a fine. Yeah, you damn well right they can.
Oh my God!
It depends on. I would imagine.
Number one if they did that.
Yeah, it'd be case by case basis. But I mean, if you're out there doing something stupid and they catch you, yeah, you're in deep shit.
Yeah. Wow.
And apparently, from what I've heard, they're the only ones that don't need a permit to enter your residence. If they think that you have like endangered animals or you hunted something out of season or anything like that, they can actually come in and search the property without a permit or without a warrant. Sorry. So yeah, I always make sure any hunting that I do is all legal, above board. I read the rules, regulations, and everything before I go, and make sure I'm all squared away.
Cool. Well, I don't know if I'm going to take up too much hunting, but maybe you'll catch me out there pig hunting with you one day.
Yeah, you guys don't do a whole lot of hunting in Jersey, do you?
I mean, people do. They like deer and turkey and all that. It's pretty popular. I mean, very popular.
Yeah, spring turkey season's coming up.
Like literally, like where I live, it's like you go a couple of blocks to the east and it's the ocean or the bay. And then if you go, a mile west, it's all protected pine barrens where people go hunting all the time.
Yeah, I remember the first time I came up there back in June when you had your open house, and I was like coming
Yeah.
from the airport. I was like, damn, this looks like the Land Daytona area of Florida. It looks
Yeah,
very similar to Florida
I
with
mean,
like all the pine trees and everything.
yeah, Jersey gets a bad rap, because everybody comes into like Newark and it's super like industrial and just like refineries and stuff all up there. And then you got New York City, and then you get all like the outflow of New York City where everybody lives up there. But then you go like central to like west part of Jersey, like if you drew a line like vertically down it, it's all just like farms and pine barrens and mountains, and that's it. Like and then if you go to like East Coast, it's just all like beach towns.
Mhm.
So we have a very small strip with like beach towns, and then there's like over towards Philly, there's like a pretty densely populated part because it's overflow from the city. But then pretty much most of New Jersey is just pine barrens and stuff and farms.
Yeah,
Nobody thinks about it like that though, because they don't see it when they're coming into our airports. It's just not what you see.
yeah. That's
So,
this
but yeah,
definitely different than I thought it was going to be when I went up there.
yeah. Well, no, you'll
But it's a
never have
nice
to come
area.
back after June. So
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be back up there after June. So I think
yeah,
we're going to get up there like the Thursday before your final class.
yeah. So that's another thing too. Like if anybody wants to take any classes with me, at least at this location, and this is my very last week, and through the rest of April into May because of a bunch of sponsor events and stuff like that, and then the tour starts through May with the American Welding Society. So I won't be back except for 3 weeks in June, and then it's a wrap for me as an instructor there, at least at this location. So, and then I don't know when I'll be down at your school, hopefully sometime, but
Yeah, come down whatever. Like I said, I mean
yeah,
we're right now my anticipated opening date for, to start the first group of classes is July 17th, pending everything gets shipped and packed up and everything accordingly, and we can get it down here to Florida, get it offloaded. Like hopefully the facility will be ready by the time the container gets here. And then all we have to do is just unload everything and plug it in. And
yeah,
then, we can go ahead and start running classes on the 17th. We're going to do full week comprehensive classes, the weekend classes, night classes, one-on-one. I think Audrey's putting the schedule up probably as we speak, and it'll go,
yeah.
I think that'll go active the same day, April 17th, when this episode comes out.
Yeah, so everything will be ready to go April 17th. So if you're listening to this, that means the website is live with your classes. So any class after that you see from July forward will be in Orlando, and any class in the June timeframe will be still in the Forked River, New Jersey location. So yeah, so make sure you go up there and check out those classes and stuff. I guess, maybe I'll be down there for a class maybe in like late November or December or something
Yeah,
like
let me
that.
know what your
So
schedule looks like. I'd love to have you come down and everything and see exactly what we got set up. You can come out to the grand opening. I don't know. I think we're probably going to do like a grand opening probably after January. Just kind of makes
yeah,
sense. I mean, I think you opened up in February and did your like grand opening in June.
yeah, it was like May, I think we did it actually. It was like right before Memorial weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the Jersey Shore was still kind of closed, or the boardwalk was still kind of closed. It wasn't open yet.
Yeah, it was right before Memorial Day weekend. And that was mostly because on the Jersey Shore, things just get pure bonkers when Memorial Day weekend happens. And then between Memorial Day and Labor Day, it's just pandemonium
You
here.
got to get as much time at the beach as you can before the snow comes back.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we didn't have any snow this year. It's kind of garbage, but we just had a crappy winter. But yeah, it was like 83 degrees today, but whatever. Tomorrow's gonna be 50.
Well,
Go
you
figure.
can, send some of that down here because it was like 96 degrees down here. It's like sweat. It's swampy. It's nasty. I mean,
Oh,
it's
I should
not.
be
Florida's beautiful. Come on down.
Yeah.
We're gonna have AC in the building, so I mean that's like rule number one.
I
I told
know.
him I was like, we've got to have this air conditioned.
You have to.
I'm not gonna have a
Because I
bunch
mean,
of people
like,
in here sweating all day.
oh, you can't, because like for me with classes we could really not even run classes in August. Like August wasn't even an option because we didn't have air conditioning there. So like July was even like, you're taking breaks constantly because it gets hot.
Mhm.
So, and it's a school setting, so PPE is a thing in the school. So you have to they have to be wearing long sleeves and stuff. So if it was your own garage, maybe you're not wearing a long sleeve when it's 100 some degrees out, but to each their own. But in the school, unfortunately, you have to make your students wear that type of stuff. So Yeah, air conditioning will be probably pretty ideal for Florida, I would think. So,
Oh, 100%. We've already got on the list. We've already figured out exactly what's going in there.
yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah, so that's the news I've got. I'm going to be semi-retiring. You are taking over Underground Metalworks. I'm not a quitter, just so everybody knows. I'm not quitting. The business did amazing. It's going to do more amazing things, and I'm super happy that you're doing this. So,
I'm
thank
looking
you.
forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And you're definitely, well, you're going to be down here October next year anyway.
Yeah, for FabTech.
Yeah, FabTech's coming to Orlando. Finally.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
cannot
know.
wait. That's going to be
It's
awesome.
been such a long time coming. I know it's been in the talks for a very long time, and I think a lot of times I think part of the reason is always because of like these giant venues get like sold out so far in advance, but it's always been like this weird thing that everybody's always talked about it, bring it to Orlando, and it finally happened. Everyone's like, whoa, it actually happened. So
Yeah.
really excited. So
Yeah, because I guess Vegas is going to be doing Formula One that same week. And so they're like, we can't do Formula One and FabTech. So we're just going to go ahead and pass on FabTech this year. And they were like, well, let's hold it in Orlando. So hopefully it gets thrown into the rotation and maybe we could phase out Atlanta. That'd be a bonus.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Out of all the FabTechs, which one's your favorite?
Well, I've only ever been to Chicago and Atlanta. I do like Atlanta because I can drive up.
You didn't come to Vegas with us last time?
No. Well, so I was supposed to go when...
Was that just Jeremy and Hugo I was with?
Probably. Because it was 2020. It was supposed to be in Vegas. And I had my plane ticket and I had my hotel confirmation and I was like ready to go. And then they canceled it because of COVID. And I was like, son of a bitch. Okay, it'll be in Vegas next year. But no, they stayed in rotation. They went back to Chicago. So I was up in Chicago in 2021. That was the one that was like a much smaller, intimate show. I liked that one because it was a lot smaller.
Oh,
but
lame, I thought.
It kind of was. But I mean, like I could walk the
show
entire
floor
floor in a
was
day.
like...
Yeah, you could walk in a day. But like most of the people I wanted to see and hang out with, they were all there. So that was a plus.
Well, yeah, that part was fine. Now all of our friends were there. But I don't know. I just feel like whenever I go to FabTech, I want to like walk for days and never see the same thing.
Yeah.
But when you're there for like 3-4 days, you're just like, oh, I saw that already after like the first 3 hours. So,
yeah. But now it's not going to be in Vegas till 2026 now.
I thought it was going after.
No, it's because it's Chicago every other year. So it's going to be Chicago this year, then Orlando, then Chicago, then Vegas, then back to Chicago. Yeah.
I thought it was Orlando, then Vegas.
No, it's going to go Orlando because every other year is Chicago. So Vegas comes out of the loop for next year. Orlando's going to fill that spot. It would have went Vegas, then back to Chicago. But since Vegas isn't happening, it's going to go Orlando, Chicago.
Are you still doing the Instructors Institute this year?
I don't know. I haven't heard back from Martika. I sent her a couple of emails. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, if that happens, I should be available because I picked the week prior to the Instructors Institute as the opening week of the school, so that if I did have to go down to Miami and help out with the Instructors Institute, I could, that weekend or that week for me is open.
Yeah, you would think she would already have talked to you about that then, I guess, but I'm sure you're going.
I don't know. Find out. I got to call Jeremy, see if he's going.
Yeah. So, well, I guess I'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be nice at least at the end of June. It'll be, summer weather.
I don't like summer weather. I like winter weather. I like the weather when I was up
Florida.
there. Yeah, I like the weather that you guys had last time I was there. Like, keep that. It was like 40.
Oh,
I could walk around in a flannel and a beanie, and I was good with that.
No, I hate it. I want to switch.
Well, let's not switch. Like, just move down here to Orlando. Well, you got to wait for Steven to retire.
I know. I got to wait for the retirement there. So we got a couple more years.
How much longer has he got?
Well, we're hoping that with the sale here, we're going to be buying back some of his military time and taking off a couple more years of his time there as a enforcer of the law. So
the enforcer.
The enforcer. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess who knows? Maybe 7 years.
Oh, damn.
Here. I mean, we might buy a house down where we want to be in Charleston. So yeah, not even Florida.
Oh, that's messed up.
Sorry. Well, we got some pretty good golf around the Charleston area, and it's a stone's throw for A lot of really good golf in Georgia.
Actually, that's where I'm going. I'm going next week to Charleston. Isn't that where I'm going?
No, you're not. You're going to Charlotte, you said.
Charlotte. Okay. It starts with a C.
Yeah, because we're going to be there at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, next week is actually the week that we're airing this.
Yes.
So.
No. I'll
right?
actually, by the time this episode comes out, I'll be back.
Yeah, so will I.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but you're going there for the Steel Conference. I'm going down there for a college speeching thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it. What do you call that? Speeching?
Tour? Guest speaker?
No, I'm not tour. Yeah, I'm speaking and doing demos for college.
Okay, there you go.
Aluminium.
Aluminium?
Aluminium. Yeah.
My European people are gonna love that.
It's stupid. Wow, you need things to stay in your ears.
You need bigger ears. You got the same problem my wife has.
Tiny.
Her ears are too small. So she's actually got like these little hooks. They sell them on Amazon. You just slip your AirPod in there and then it hooks around your ear so it'll hold it there.
Yeah, because this thing just keeps falling out all the time.
Yeah, and I think they make different tips for them. I'm not sure.
My husband's told me that like 3,000 times, and I just tell him I just don't like these things. I don't even. What did I tell you that I called this thing when I first got on with you?
Well, you said it was an iPad and then an AirPad and like all
yeah.
Like no, those are AirPods.
Yeah. Well, I still call my phone my iPod. Whenever I'm referring to it about music, I'm always calling my iPod, and my whole family is like, "It's on an iPod." I'm like, "Well, it has music on it."
Well, dude, I had to use my Apple playlist for like the first time in years because where I was at today at the school, for some reason I couldn't get my Spotify to work. So I was like, Spotify. Shit. I had to go back into my actual playlist. So
yeah,
it worked out pretty good.
But because I use Apple Music on my phone, and to me that's my iPod.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Just like when I use isn't that I thought it was still iTunes, but I guess it's not iTunes anymore. It's just Apple Music.
Yeah, it's just Apple Music.
Whatever. I guess I'm not 22, people.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah.
That's your story. I'll stick to it.
AirPad, whatever.
I will carry your lie with me until the bitter end.
It is so funny how many people now just go, "Oh yeah, you're 22." Like it's become such a thing.
It's a thing. You just got to get that on the IMDb. You figure out how to get it on IMDb, and you'll be straight.
I just need to get it taken down. Just IMDb to come down.
Was it that bad?
I don't know. I don't even want to look at it anymore.
I'll have to go check it out. I'll report back. Okay.
Because last time I think I read on something people were saying stuff about how I look and I'm ugly and all this other stuff. It's really hurtful stuff. Why do people write stuff like that?
That's like the worst thing about getting into show business is like you're out there in the public eye.
Yeah, never again. Except, I do have something cool I could share with you. My last hurrah as owning Underground Metal Works, we're making the trophies for the Rocks XFL League, they're his football league. So we're actually doing a whole they're shooting like a 8-part docuseries for ESPN and all this stuff. So that's gonna be my last little thing that I get to do. So I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, that's cool. You get to meet The Rock?
I don't know yet. I know he approved all of the stuff that we're doing. So I mean, like he's seen stuff that I've done. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That'd be kind of neat to see old DJ.
Yeah. I doubt I'll be. So the national championship, I think I'm away on tour for the American Welding Society. So I don't think I'll be actually meeting him. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So
I'll bring him up to Jersey before you leave and have him go to Underground Metal Works. Get the name out there some more and slip in there that it's relocating to Orlando.
I think he's coming up. So
why wouldn't anybody want to visit Forked River, New Jersey?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm still shocked as many people do come. So,
no, I mean, I think you did a great thing. I mean, you got it all set up, and what you did was awesome. I'm looking forward to accepting that and carrying out your vision.
Yeah, thank you. And I just hope nobody thinks that I'm a quitter. And I'm not dying.
Why would they?
Not yet, at least. So
yeah, don't die on us.
Don't panic. No GoFundMes are needed. I'm okay. I'm doing better. Baby steps. But so yeah.
We'll keep that out of the IMDb bio.
All right. Well, I'm going to run. I'm going to go get some sleep. I got work tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, rest up.
All right. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely be up there. I'll let you know when I get the flight booked.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Chat with you soon. Thanks, Deb.
But yeah.